You know, they say you only get one chance to make a first impression. It's one of those things we all hear, right?
Definitely.
But what if I told you that impression, that like pivotal moment, it's often sealed within the first, get this, 7 seconds of meeting someone?
7 seconds. It sounds impossibly fast.
7 seconds. Think about it. That's barely enough time to even say hello properly, to really settle into the moment.
Let alone figure out who's standing across from you.
Exactly. It feels, well, incredibly quick, almost overwhelmingly fast, doesn't it?
It really does.
By the end of this deep dive, you're not just going to understand the startling psychology behind why those fleeting moments can dictate the whole trajectory of a potential connection. More importantly, we're going to explore how you can genuinely master them, or at least, feel more confident.
Moving beyond just hoping for the best, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Towards actually creating a real, lasting, authentic spark. Or at least giving it the best possible shot.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. You're listening to Stereo Butterflies. We talk about love, lust, and loneliness like no one's listening.
This episode was crafted with the help of AI technology to ensure high-quality insights. So today, we're plunging headfirst into the fascinating and, let's be honest, sometimes pretty daunting world of first dates.
It can definitely feel that way.
We've been sifting through some really comprehensive material, looking at first date foundations, trying to pull out all the crucial insights.
Some surprising psychology behind it all,
And
too.
yeah, the practical do's and don'ts, the stuff that can actually make a difference. It's kind of a candid look at those first interactions that, whether we like it or not.
They set the stage for
Yeah.
everything that follows.
Yeah, I really do.
And what's truly fascinating when we unpack the research is just how much is really at stake in those initial interactions, those first few moments. Our mission here isn't just to, list out some common blunders you might already know about.
We've all heard those lists.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's more about genuinely unpacking the why behind them. Why do these things matter so much?
Okay.
We want to equip you with the fundamental understanding you need to confidently move from what often feels like a nervous, almost transactional first meeting.
Yeah, like an interview sometimes.
Right. Towards the exciting, hopeful beginning of something potentially real. It's about being well-informed, absolutely. But maybe even more so.
What's that?
It's about being genuinely present,
Yep.
fully engaged, and emotionally intelligent in those crucial moments.
Okay, that 7-second window, I'm still kind of stuck on that. It feels almost impossible to nail.
It does feel like a lot of pressure, yeah.
It's like you barely have time to walk across the room before some judgment is formed. So what specifically, beyond just like a quick smile, is actually happening in that blink of an eye? What are the non-negotiables?
Well, it's not really about one single thing. It's more like a constellation of signals your brain is processing subconsciously.
Okay, subconsciously, so you're not even aware of it.
Mostly not, no. That rapid judgment system, it's like our brain's ultra-efficient, almost primitive, you could say, social assessment software.
Wow. Yeah.
It's constantly scanning things like micro-expressions, tiny shifts in facial muscles you don't consciously control, your posture, the subtle nuance in your vocal tone.
Even my voice.
Oh, yeah. Even subconscious cues like your breathing rate. Is it calm? Is it agitated?
Huh. I never thought about breathing.
This isn't about conscious thought like, oh, I like their shirt. It's more primal. It's an amygdala-driven process, our brain's ancient alert system, designed for quick evaluation, friend or foe, safe or unsafe.
So it's deep-seated, evolutionary stuff.
Exactly. And what the research really underscores is how this evolutionary shortcut, while maybe designed for basic survival way back when, today means those subtle cues of, say, openness or sincerity or just genuine presence. They can instantly build rapport. Conversely, even a slight disconnect, like maybe a fixed, unsettling gaze or maybe overtly crossed arms right from the start.
Yeah, that feels closed off.
Right. It can trigger a subconscious warning signal. And that feeling is incredibly hard to override later, no matter how charming you try to be with your words.
So it's less about performing, like putting on a show, and maybe more about just emitting the right signals. Is that fair?
That's a really good way to put it. It's a powerful distinction.
Because I always thought it was about, having the perfect witty line ready, but it sounds like the nonverbals are almost more powerful, at least initially.
Oh, definitely. They are the unconscious language, right? The foundational layer. It communicates your baseline comfort, your intentions, before you even open your mouth.
Okay.
The insights we've gathered really highlight three fundamental elements that consistently influence these crucial first impressions.
What are they?
So the first one is confidence, but not just having it. It's about how it's projected, how it's genuinely perceived by the other person.
Right. Not arrogance, but real confidence.
Precisely. Then there's body language.
Hmm.
All those nonverbal cues that speak volumes before you say a word. Think about the subtle difference between an open, inviting stance versus, say, rigidly crossed arms,
Big difference.
or a warm, genuine smile versus one that looks, kind of forced or tight.
Yeah, you can tell.
And finally, the ability to engage in authentic conversation, sparking a genuine dialogue, not just surface-level chit-chat or worse, a monologue about yourself.
Okay, so confidence, body language, authentic conversation. And what's fascinating here, like you said, is that these aren't just about being impressive in some fake way.
No, not at all.
They seem to operate on a deeper level, almost instinctual, signaling comfort, maybe reliability, and definitely genuine interest in the other person.
Exactly. An open posture, for example.
Yeah.
It suggests you're comfortable and approachable. It's like leaving a door open,
Mhm.
metaphorically speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence, when it's truly genuine, not forced, makes you appear secure. Someone who, can be relied upon, perhaps.
Mm.
And that ability to engage authentically. It shows you're genuinely interested in connecting, in discovering who they are, not just reciting facts about yourself.
Makes sense.
These are really the foundational building blocks for establishing rapport and trust. And those are absolutely essential if a date is going to feel like it could lead somewhere.
Right, if you want that second date.
Precisely. Without these basic resonant signals firing correctly, the whole interaction can just feel, well, off, no matter how much you think you're saying the right things.
Okay, so understanding that rapid judgment system is key. It really sets the stage.
It does.
But if those initial 7 seconds are so vital, and the core elements are confidence, body language, authentic conversation, then what are the most common ways people mess this up, like unknowingly sabotage things?
The silent saboteurs.
Yeah, what are those things that can unravel a date before it even gets going?
This is where we really see patterns in behavior. One of the biggest pitfalls, and this comes up again and again in feedback, is about conversation control. Specifically, talking too much about yourself.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. It's kind of a natural inclination, isn't it? Especially if you're nervous.
Totally. Or just eager to impress someone new.
You want to highlight your best qualities, your achievements, your cool experiences.
And it feels like you're trying to fill the silence, right? You don't want that awkward pause, so you just keep going.
Yeah.
It's almost like our internal monologue suddenly becomes an external one-person show.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you've basically given a TED Talk on your life's greatest hits.
Yeah, I've maybe been guilty of that once or twice.
I think we all have.
Yeah.
But the guidance here is really direct. Dominating the conversation is almost universally cited as a guaranteed turnoff.
Why is that, fundamentally?
Because it stops being a dialogue. It becomes a monologue. And few things feel less appealing than being an audience member on your own date.
Makes you feel unimportant.
Exactly. And insights consistently show that listening is actually one of the most attractive qualities on a first date. It shows you're present, you're interested, and you're deeply respectful.
Okay, so what's the fix if you catch yourself doing it?
The solution, if you find yourself monologuing, is to consciously pause. Just take a breath and then pivot. Ask a genuine, open-ended question about their interests, their values, their passions.
Shift the spotlight.
Exactly. Shift that spotlight and really listen to their response. Not just waiting for your next turn to talk, but actively listening.
Okay, that makes sense. What's next on the list of saboteurs?
Following closely on that is the mistake of oversharing or bringing up ex-partners too soon.
Ooh, yeah, that's a classic.
It really is. There's a very fine line, between being open and being too open, especially early on.
Right. Honesty is good, but...
Exactly. Well, honesty and vulnerability are crucial for building trust long-term. Unloading a whole bunch of details about past relationships, especially the messy breakups or your deepest personal struggles,
yeah.
it can feel incredibly heavy on a first date.
Heavy is the perfect word. It's like dropping a psychological brick right there on the table between you.
Totally. A first date should ideally be about creating light, enjoyable energy. It's a chance to discover shared interests, create a positive, optimistic vibe.
Not a therapy session.
Definitely not a therapy session. Or an impromptu chance to rehash old heartbreak.
Yeah.
That can be incredibly uncomfortable, even off-putting for someone you've literally just met.
Yeah, they don't know you yet.
Right. They're still trying to gauge basic compatibility.
Yeah.
It can make them feel like a stand-in for someone else's emotional baggage. Or just feel burdened before any real connection has even had a chance to form.
It's like psychological premature disclosure.
That's a great way to put it. And it often triggers this innate sense of caution, making people instinctively pull back. Keep it light initially.
Got it. Okay, another big one I imagine is phones.
Oh, absolutely. A significant silent saboteur, and frankly, one of the most disrespectful, is using your phone or simply being distracted. This is
It
huge.
feels so common now, though.
It is, unfortunately. But few things feel more frustrating, as countless dating anecdotes highlight, than sitting across from someone who's constantly scrolling Instagram or answering messages or even just glancing at notifications.
Yeah, it sends a pretty clear message.
It's like a neon sign flashing, "I'm not really interested in you right now," isn't it? Your date wants to feel valued, seen, heard.
Of course.
And the simplest yet most powerful way to show that respect is through consistent eye contact and genuine, undivided attention.
So, practical advice.
Clear and direct. Keep your phone on silent
Ugh.
and out of sight. Put it in your bag, put it in your pocket, anywhere it won't be a constant temptation. Make the person in front of you your sole focus for that hour or so.
It seems small, but it speaks volumes.
It really does.
Yeah.
It shows respect for their time, their presence. It signals you're truly present in this moment with them. Without that presence, no amount of witty conversation is going to bridge that divide.
And that idea of presence, of being fully there, it
Yeah.
probably extends beyond just the phone, right?
Absolutely. It connects to respecting the pace of the interaction, too.
Yeah.
Which brings us to another significant misstep often highlighted: rushing physical intimacy too soon.
Okay. Yeah, that's frequently mentioned as an issue.
A very frequent issue. The impulse might be there, to escalate, to test the waters of attraction, but trying to force it almost always backfires.
Why is it such a big deal?
Well, it's not just a complaint. It can feel like a violation of psychological safety. Our brains are hardwired to assess safety first, remember?
Right, that primal response again.
Exactly. When physical boundaries are pushed too soon, it can trigger an innate threat response. It's not just about feeling awkward. It's a fundamental breakdown of trust before it's even had a chance to form.
It signals a disregard for their autonomy.
Precisely. And that's incredibly difficult to recover from. Instead, the strong recommendation is to focus on building comfort first. Establish genuine rapport.
So how do you flirt then?
Flirting through small, subtle gestures works much better. Things like a warm, genuine smile, holding their gaze maybe a moment longer than usual, or lightly mirroring their posture.
Mirroring.
Yeah, subtly matching their body language. It organically creates far more genuine chemistry and attraction than any forced or premature physical contact.
So let it build naturally.
Exactly. At a comfortable pace for both people, respecting that unwritten emotional contract of a first meeting.
Okay. And tying into respect and consideration, there's the more straightforward stuff, right? Like showing up late or unprepared.
Yes. Straightforward, but often overlooked.
Mm.
Punctuality, in a dating context, signals reliability. It shows deep respect for your date's time.
Being late just starts things off wrong.
It really does.
Yes.
Arriving late without a very valid, immediate reason just sets a negative tone before you even sit down. It communicates a subtle but damaging message. My time is more important than yours.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And being unprepared?
Similarly, not putting effort into your appearance. I don't mean a full tuxedo or anything, but just looking presentable, groomed, thoughtful, or not putting any thought into the venue choice. It can make your date feel like an afterthought.
Like you didn't really prioritize this meeting.
Exactly, like you just rolled out of bed or didn't care enough to plan something nice or appropriate. That simple act of preparation, of making an effort,
It communicates a lot.
it communicates volumes, doesn't it? It's a clear signal. I value this encounter. It's important enough to me to show up thoughtfully. That consideration speaks volumes about your character and sets a tone of mutual respect right away.
Makes total sense. Okay, last one in this section of pitfalls. Let's talk about the elephant in the room for many people. Awkward silences.
Ah, yes. The inevitable, universal human experience.
It's a challenge we all face, right? Those pauses that stretch just a little too long, they can create real discomfort for both people.
And almost everyone admits to worrying intensely about running out of things to say. That fear is real.
So what's the advice? Just power through.
You're definitely not alone in feeling that. The guidance offers a very practical, empathetic solution. It emphasizes that awkward pauses are normal. They happen to everyone. The key is how you handle them.
Okay.
It suggests having a mental list ready, like a few fun, light, open-ended questions in your back pocket, Conversation starters.
Examples.
Things like, what's one of your favorite travel memories? Maybe a hidden gem you discovered. Or, do you have any hidden talents you're willing to share? Something surprisingly random you're good at.
Okay, I like those.
Or even, what's something on your bucket list that you haven't tackled yet? Something wild or adventurous.
So when the pause happens,
Just smile, maybe take a relaxed sip of your drink, and then gently introduce one of these topics. It instantly resets the energy.
and it reminds you it's about discovery, not performance.
Exactly. And honestly, sometimes just acknowledging the awkwardness with a little humor can be incredibly disarming too. Like, wow, first date brain freeze, huh? It makes you relatable.
Okay, good strategies. So we've covered a lot of the don'ts, those subtle mistakes that can derail
Like
things.
silent saboteurs.
Right. But once we're past those initial hurdles, how do we actively build that deeper spark? What are the secrets to truly connecting beyond just avoiding the pitfalls?
Yeah, this is where we shift from defense to offense, you could say. From avoiding mistakes to actively cultivating connection.
Okay, let's hear it.
One common communication pitfall that comes up a lot is turning the date into a job interview.
Yes, been there.
We all have. Asking questions is essential, obviously, for keeping conversation flowing and learning about someone. But grilling them with rapid-fire inquiries, like a relentless barrage,
It kills the vibe, totally.
absolutely, it makes the whole experience feel transactional, doesn't it? Like you're just ticking boxes off some internal checklist.
Yeah, very impersonal.
And dating is fundamentally about connection, about
Yeah.
shared humanity. It's not supposed to be a background check or an assessment of qualifications.
So what's the alternative? How do you ask questions without it feeling like that?
Mix those questions with playful anecdotes from your own life. Share some genuine laughter. Maybe even allow for moments of slight vulnerability, sharing something real about yourself.
Make it an exchange.
Exactly. Create a dynamic exchange where information is volunteered and discovered organically, like you're unraveling a fascinating story together rather than extracting data through interrogation.
Like painting a picture, not filling out a form. I like that.
That's a great analogy. And closely related to that is asking too many personal or intense questions too soon.
Right, jumping the gun on the heavy stuff.
Yeah. Jumping straight into topics like, detailed marriage plans or past traumas or very specific financial situations, it can be incredibly overwhelming on a first date.
It's definitely too much, too fast.
Like trying to run a marathon before you even learn to walk relationship-wise. Most people naturally prefer easing into deeper subjects gradually.
Once you've built some trust.
Exactly. Once a solid level of comfort and psychological safety has been established, the approach here is to focus on creating that initial comfort, that sense of ease, before you even consider diving into the big stuff.
Save those for date 3, maybe. Or later.
Something like that.
Right.
Respect the natural progression of intimacy.
Okay. What else trips people up in conversation?
Another common one is overusing jokes or sarcasm.
But humor is good, right? Laughter connects people.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Humor is undoubtedly attractive, and a shared laugh can be incredibly bonding, a moment of true connection. But
Yeah.
when it's unbalanced, when there are just too many jokes, it can sometimes come across as trying too hard. Or even a little inauthentic, like you're hiding behind the humor.
Okay, I see. And sarcasm.
Sarcasm is tricky. While it can be witty in certain contexts with someone you know well, it can very easily be misinterpreted on a first date. It might come across as rudeness or disinterest or just negativity.
Especially if they don't know your tone yet.
Precisely. So the guidance here is aim for lighthearted banter, yes, but keep it genuine. Make sure your humor is balanced with sincerity.
Don't be afraid to be serious for a moment.
Exactly. Show your true self, your authentic thoughts. Find that sweet spot where you're fun and approachable, but also real. Allow for moments of sincere, shared humanity.
Okay. Now, a big area of confusion and anxiety.
Yeah.
Misinterpreting flirting signals.
Huge one. A frequent concern shared online is just not knowing if the interest is truly mutual. This can lead to awkward moments or even unintentionally pushing boundaries.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that, so what's the rule of thumb?
It's quite clear. If your date isn't mirroring your energy, if they're pulling back physically, or not reciprocating your enthusiasm in conversation, it's a strong, silent signal
A signal to do what?
to lean back yourself, give them space, pushing forward when they're clearly not engaging risks coming across as creepy or disrespectful.
Right. Read the room. Read the person.
Absolutely. It's about being attuned to their cues.
Which leads directly into that important question. How do you avoid sounding creepy while still showing genuine interest? Because you do want to show interest if you feel it.
Of course. And compliments are part of that. But they need to feel thoughtful and specific, not generic or forced.
So less "you're hot."
Generally, yes, especially early on. Focus more on their energy, their humor, or a specific personality trait that you genuinely appreciate.
Like what?
For example, saying, "You have such a warm presence," or "I really enjoy your unique perspective on things," or "You've got such a contagious laugh."
Ah, okay. Things you've actually noticed.
Exactly.
Meh.
That lands far better and feels much more genuine and flattering than a simple physical comment.
Yeah.
Pair these thoughtful compliments with a warm, authentic smile and soft, consistent eye contact.
So your interest feels magnetic, not unsettling.
Precisely. It's about appreciating the whole person, not just the packaging.
Makes sense. Now, let's shift slightly beyond the words themselves. Body language. We touched on it, but let's dive deeper into mistakes.
Yes, because our body language speaks volumes, often more loudly than anything we actually articulate.
Yeah.
One key nonverbal mistake is blurring that fine line between confidence and overbearing behavior.
Okay, explain that difference.
Confidence, as we discussed, is magnetic. It shows up as an open posture, a comfortable stance,
Yeah.
a general sense of ease in your own skin. You look comfortable being you.
All right.
Overconfidence, though, can quickly morph into arrogance, like leaning too far forward into their space, taking up too much physical room, or just having a generally dominating conversational style.
Making them feel small.
Yeah, or uncomfortable, intimidated, or simply unheard. It shifts the dynamic from mutual exploration, learning about each other, to one of performance, with you as the sole star. Not appealing.
Okay. And then there's eye contact. We know it's important, but how can it go wrong?
Well, warm, sustained eye contact builds intimacy. It shows genuine engagement. You're truly listening, truly present.
That's the good kind.
Right. But there's a crucial, sometimes subtle difference between that and staring. An intense, unblinking stare can be really unsettling, even creepy.
Makes you feel like you're under a microscope.
Exactly. Objectified or under intense scrutiny. But then the opposite is also bad. Avoiding eye contact altogether can make you seem distant, disinterested, maybe even untrustworthy, like you have something to hide.
So is there a sweet spot?
There is. And there's a great little tip here. The triangle gaze.
Triangle gaze. What's that?
Instead of that intense fixed stare, you gently shift your focus in a soft triangle. From one of their eyes to the other eye, then briefly down to their mouth as they speak, and then back up to their eyes.
Okay. Why does that work?
It does two things. First, it signals deep engagement and active listening because you're following their whole face. Second, it creates a subtle, almost subconscious sense of intimacy and attraction. They feel truly seen and heard, but without any pressure.
Interesting. Connection, not dissection.
Exactly.
What about personal space? That invisible boundary?
Critical nonverbal cue. Some people are comfortable with closer proximity sooner than others, and this comfort zone varies wildly. There's no single rule.
So how do you navigate it?
A good rule of thumb is to start with a bit more space initially, then gradually reduce it only if your date leans in, mirrors your body language positively, or gives other clear signals of comfort and invitation.
Wait for their signal.
Yes. Respecting these boundaries shows emotional intelligence and consideration. It signals you're attuned to their comfort levels, which builds immense trust. It's like a nonverbal way of asking for consent to get closer.
Okay. And finally, you mentioned mirroring before. Let's clarify mirroring versus mimicking.
Good distinction. Mirroring is that gentle, often unconscious matching of your date's tone, their posture, or their overall energy level.
Yeah.
When it happens naturally, almost instinctively.
It builds rapport.
Yes, it creates a sense of subconscious connection. They feel understood, like you're in sync.
Yeah.
Mimicking, however, is forced and awkward.
Like you're deliberately copying them.
Exactly. Copying their every move, every gesture. It comes across as insincere, maybe even mocking, or just plain strange.
So keep it subtle and authentic.
Let it happen naturally rather than consciously forcing it. It's about resonating with their energy, not imitating their actions.
Okay, this is all incredibly helpful for managing ourselves. But what about the environment, the actual place you choose for the date? How much does that matter?
Oh, it plays a massive, often really underestimated role. The venue truly sets the stage. It creates the entire atmosphere for connection, or disconnection.
So passive versus active dates, I've heard about this.
Yes, experts consistently agree. Active shared experiences overwhelmingly beat passive ones.
Like doing something together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dates where you're actively doing something, walking through a fascinating museum, trying a new cooking class together, maybe a playful game of mini golf.
Okay.
These inherently create more natural connection than passive ones, like just Sitting silently side by side in a dark movie theater or trying to shout over loud music in a noisy bar.
And why is that? What's the benefit?
It's enormous. Conversation flows much more naturally because you have a shared focus, something external to talk about, to react to experience together.
Takes the pressure off just talking about yourselves.
Precisely. It drastically lowers the risk of those dreaded awkward silences we talked about. And crucially, it makes the whole experience far more memorable.
You're building a shared memory.
Right there, in real time.
Yep.
You're not just having a conversation, you're co-creating an experience.
So what are some of the best first date ideas to avoid those awkward silences then, based on this active principle?
Well, interactive experiences are often ideal. Think about exploring an art gallery, wandering through a vibrant street food market, maybe a casual walk, or hike at a beautiful park.
Things where you're moving and observing.
Right. These activities naturally encourage playful conversation and provide organic opportunities to discover shared interests as you react to your surroundings together.
And if you prefer something calmer.
For those who prefer something a bit less active, a cozy coffee shop or maybe a charming bookstore cafe can provide a wonderful balance. You get comfort in conversation, allowing for intimate discussion without the pressure of constant activity. The key is that the environment supports interaction rather than hinders it.
And what makes these locations effective is that they naturally spark conversation, right? Offering external talking points.
Exactly. An ideal venue offers things you can both comment on. You can discuss a particular painting, laugh about an unusual menu item you spot, share opinions on live music if it's playing.
It provides instant common ground.
Yes. And easy conversation starters beyond just drilling each other with personal history questions, which can sometimes feel draining or performative. It's almost like having a third silent conversationalist, the environment itself.
Okay, so conversely, what are the big mistakes people make when choosing venues? What should we avoid?
We see tons of complaints about this on dating forums. Loud clubs where you literally can't hear each other speak. Major no-go.
Obvious, but yeah.
Overly formal, fancy restaurants can sometimes add unnecessary pressure and formality. It can stifle natural, lighthearted conversation, making everything feel stiff and awkward.
Kills the spontaneity.
It can. And as we mentioned, movie theaters are generally pretty risky for a first date because they leave almost no room for actual conversation and connection. You're just sitting there in silence.
Not really getting to know each other.
Right. It's an important reminder. The goal of a first date is to get to know each other, to see if there's a genuine spark. Not just to share a physical space in silence or struggle against an environment where connection is nearly impossible.
Choose wisely. Think. Conversation first.
Exactly.
All right, so we've set the scene, chosen the right environment. Now let's talk about the actual words again, what to say and not to say.
Okay. The emphasis should always be on avoiding those scripted-sounding lines or the heavy interview-style questions we talked about.
Focus on curiosity.
Genuine curiosity, yes.
Yeah.
And light, engaging topics that naturally invite storytelling and let personality shine through.
So give me some examples of great first date questions that feel natural.
Instead of just, what do you do? Think about questions that spark engaging conversations but keep the mood light and exploratory. Like, what's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done? Or maybe something you dream of doing.
Okay, that opens things up.
Or, if you could live anywhere in the world for a year, totally free, where would it be and why? That reveals values, dreams.
Nice.
Or even, what's a hobby you've always wanted to try but just haven't found the time for yet?
These invite stories, not just facts.
Exactly. They reveal personality, values, aspirations. Much more interesting.
Okay, on the flip side then, what are the topics that instantly kill the vibe? The definite do not discuss list.
We see consistent lists of common culprits.
Yeah.
Top of the list, talking negatively or excessively about ex-partners. Big no.
Right. Keep the past in the past for now.
Diving deep into politics or detailed finances too soon. Usually too heavy, too potentially contentious. And generally bringing up really negative subjects like complaining about your bad boss, old grievances, or super stressful work situations.
Why are these so bad?
Because early dates should really highlight excitement and possibilities. That sense of newness, potential. They're not the place for stress, negativity, or baggage from the past.
Keep the energy positive and forward-looking.
Right. Focus on shared joy and discovery. You're trying to build anticipation, not dredge up history or problems.
Okay. And circling back to something we touched on, handling those awkward pauses gracefully, you said have questions ready.
Yeah, that mental list is key. But remember, Every conversation, every date will likely have a pause or two. It's natural, human.
So don't panic.
Definitely don't panic. Instead, just smile.
Hmm.
Take a relaxed sip of your drink, and then gently introduce a new light topic from that mental list you prepared.
Like those travel dreams or unique memory.
Exactly. Or even just asking about something you observed about their day, something positive. It helps keep things flowing naturally and prevents those pauses from feeling like a signal of disinterest or becoming truly uncomfortable
Shows you're resourceful.
and empathetic to the natural ebb and flow of human interaction.
Good point. Okay, another crucial conversational piece. Compliments that feel authentic, not forced.
Hmm.
How do we nail this?
Steer clear of the really generic stuff like just saying, "Hey, you're so pretty," or "nice shirt."
Mm.
These often feel insincere, maybe shallow, or just like a standard line anyone could use.
So be specific.
Focus on something unique and specific that shows you're genuinely paying attention.
Yeah.
Do you actually see them as an individual?
Examples.
Things like, "I really like how passionate you get when you talk about whatever topic they were into," or "You've got a really contagious laugh, it's great,"
Okay.
or even, "I appreciate how thoughtful you seem to be with your answers."
These feel more personal.
Far more flattering because they demonstrate observation and genuine appreciation for who the person is, their essence, their character, rather than just their appearance. It speaks volumes.
Okay. And finally, in the flow of conversation, it seems vital to recognize signs your date is losing interest and know how to pivot. What are those signs?
If their answers become noticeably shorter, maybe clipped, if they stop asking you questions back, so it becomes one-sided, if their body language subtly shifts away from you turning their shoulders, less eye contact,
Or the phone checking again?
or yes, if they start checking their phone more frequently. These can be strong indicators that their engagement is waning.
So what do you do? Just give up.
The advice isn't necessarily to give up immediately, but definitely don't try to force the vibe or aggressively try to win them back. That usually backfires.
So what do you do?
Consider changing topics completely. Shift to something much lighter or more general. Or you could gently and kindly check in, "Is everything okay?" Or would you rather talk about something else?
Could humor work?
Sometimes, yeah. Addressing the tension with a light touch of humor, maybe, "Whoops, I think I lost you there for a second. Should we switch gears to something more fun?" Can sometimes reset the energy.
Shows awareness and flexibility.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It demonstrates emotional intelligence, which is incredibly attractive in itself.
Okay, so as we're building this connection, navigating these dynamics,
Yeah.
how do we express interest effectively without crossing lines, making sure we're respectful and authentic?
Yeah, this is such a crucial, nuanced area, and honestly one that causes a lot of anxiety for people. Handling flirting without being creepy.
Definitely. So what actually works?
The focus should be on micro-flirting signals. Small, respectful gestures tend to make the biggest, most positive impact.
Like what?
Think a warm, genuine smile that really reaches your eyes. A gentle mirroring of their posture again, not mimicking, showing you're in sync. Or even light, playful teasing that indicates you're comfortable and having fun, like referencing something funny that happened earlier.
Subtle invitations to connect.
Exactly. The key here is subtlety and receptiveness. Your date should feel comfortable and flattered, never pressured or put on the spot. It's about creating an inviting atmosphere, not a demanding one.
Which brings us to a major modern dating concern. Respecting consent while showing attraction. This feels paramount.
Absolutely paramount. Balancing desire with respect is fundamental. And the clear rule of thumb from all the insights is, if you are unsure about physical contact, even something seemingly small like holding a hand or a light touch on the arm, you need to ask.
Just ask directly. Doesn't that kill the mood?
Not usually, no. In fact, it often enhances it. A simple direct question like, "Would you mind if I held your hand?" or "Would it be okay if I kissed you?" demonstrates both confidence in your interest and profound consideration for their boundaries,
It shows you value their comfort.
above all else. And paradoxically, that demonstration of respect often increases genuine attraction because it signals you're a safe, considerate person.
That makes a lot of sense. And expanding on that theme of respect, you mentioned complimenting character and energy versus just physical appearance.
Yes, especially in the early stages. Early or excessive physical compliments can sometimes feel objectifying, especially before a deeper rapport is built. It can inadvertently reduce a person to their looks, missing the depth of who they are.
So focus on their quality.
A far more effective approach is to observe and articulate appreciation for their innate qualities, maybe their wit, their unique perspective on something, or how they make you feel during the conversation.
Like?
Saying something like, you have such an infectious energy, or I really appreciate your curiosity about topic, or even, you make this conversation feel really easy and natural.
That feels more genuine.
It conveys genuine observation and value for who they are, their substance, rather than just their external presentation. It shifts the focus from superficiality to authentic appreciation. Much more connecting.
And a really crucial skill throughout all this seems to be knowing when to lean in and when to step back. How do you read those cues?
Pay close, almost intuitive attention. Are they leaning closer towards you, making consistent warm eye contact, laughing genuinely at your jokes, asking you follow-up questions?
Those are green lights.
Those are strong signals of comfort and connection. Invitations, really. They indicate it might be okay to lean in a bit more emotionally or maybe even physically if it feels appropriate and mutual.
And the red lights. When to step back.
Conversely, if you observe them pulling back physically, maybe crossing their arms protectively, giving shorter answers, breaking eye contact frequently, or checking their phone,
Those are clear signs.
clear signs to step back and give them space. A common mistake and a frequent regret people share is pushing further despite these obvious negative signals.
Ignoring the no.
Exactly. Recognizing and respecting these nonverbal cues is a true mark of emotional intelligence and maturity. It shows you value their comfort above your own immediate desires or agenda.
Okay. This is super helpful. Maybe we can quickly tackle some common first date FAQs, the questions everyone seems to ask.
Good idea. Let's distill some insights. First up, how long should a first date last?
Yeah, what's the ideal time?
Most successful dates generally run about 60 to 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours max.
Why that time frame?
It's usually long enough to genuinely connect, explore some common ground, see if there's a spark, but not so long that the energy starts to fade or the conversation potentially runs dry.
Leave them wanting more.
Exactly. Leaving on a high note, feeling good about the interaction, significantly increases the chances of that second date.
Okay. What are signs of a successful first date? How do you know it went well?
Look for mutual laughter real, shared laughter, consistent warm eye contact from both sides, easy flowing conversation where both people are contributing fairly equally. Genuine curiosity, are they asking you questions too?
And wanting to see each other again.
Yes. If you both express a clear enthusiastic interest in seeing each other again, either directly or subtly, we should do this again sometime.
Yeah.
You're definitely on the right track. It feels like a balanced, positive energy exchange.
All right. The big one. Is it okay to kiss on the first date?
Yes. It's perfectly okay if the moment feels truly mutual and there are clear, positive signals of consent.
Consent is the key.
Absolutely crucial. Look for those clear green lights, leaning in, lingering eye contact, positive responses to lighter touch, or simply respectfully ask directly if you're unsure. A respectful approach is always appreciated and often more attractive.
Good advice. How do you know if your date wants a second one? What are the clues during the date?
Things like enthusiastic engagement throughout the conversation. Playful teasing can be a good sign. Them actively suggesting future plans or ideas for another meetup, even casually, like, we should totally check out that band next month.
And afterwards.
A warm, timely follow-up message after the date usually confirms mutual interest and keeps the positive momentum going.
Okay, the awkward money question. Should you split the bill or offer to pay?
The eternal debate. There's no single right answer that fits everyone, but the general consensus seems to be this. If you initiated the invitation, it's generally considered good form to offer to pay.
But be open to splitting.
Always. Be open and gracious about splitting if they offer or insist. What matters most, far more than who pays exactly, is the tone of the gesture, the mutual respect shown. It's about the spirit of the interaction, not the dollars and cents.
Good perspective. And finally, how soon should you text after the date? The waiting game.
You don't play games. If you genuinely enjoyed the date and want to see them again, just send a short, polite message.
When?
That same evening or the very next morning is totally fine. It shows genuine interest without overthinking the timing or trying to seem artificially scarce or cool. Authenticity usually wins out.
Okay, great quick answers. Now, while we focus on doing things right, it's equally crucial to recognize red flags you shouldn't ignore.
Right, absolutely. Awareness is key. First, let's revisit the signs your date is definitely not interested.
Beyond just shyness.
Right. Clear indicators include consistently short or one-word answers, actively avoiding eye contact, repeatedly checking their phone, more than just a quick glance, or not asking you any questions back at all.
If you see those.
If you notice a pattern of these, the best approach is usually not to push harder. Respect their signals, however subtle, and perhaps plan to gracefully conclude the date sooner rather than later.
Okay. Then there's that fine line we talked about when overconfidence becomes arrogance.
Yes, confidence is attractive, we know that, but arrogance is a common deal breaker.
What does arrogance look like on a date?
Talking excessively about their own achievements without showing interest in yours, dismissing your opinions or experiences, acting as if they're the prize to be won rather than engaging in a mutual experience of discovery.
That lack of humility.
Exactly. And lack of respect for you as an equal. These are significant warning signs that often backfire and signal potential issues down the road.
And beyond just annoying behavior, what about things that signal poor long-term compatibility?
Yeah, first dates aren't just about immediate chemistry. They offer glimpses into deeper values and character. Look out for things like rude behavior toward waitstaff or service workers.
Big red flag.
Huge. Excessive negativity or constant complaining. Dismissing your stated boundaries, even small ones.
Why are these so important early on?
Because anecdotal evidence and countless discussions suggest that how someone treats others, especially those in service roles, and how they handle negativity or boundaries on a first date, often mirrors how they'll treat a partner later on. Pay close attention to those subtle tells about their character.
Makes sense. And finally, a crucial skill for just navigating dating in general, dealing with rejection gracefully.
So important for personal resilience and emotional maturity. Not every date will lead to a second one. That's perfectly okay. It's a normal, unavoidable part of the process.
Rejection still stings, though.
Of course it does. It's never easy. But rejection is an unavoidable part of dating, and crucially, it's also a chance to show immense character. Imagine getting that text. "It was great meeting you, but I just didn't feel a connection."
Yeah, that's tough.
The instinct might be disappointment, frustration, maybe even anger. But responding with genuine grace, a simple, "Okay, thanks for letting me know. I appreciate your honesty. Wishing you all the best."
Why is that better?
It not only reflects incredibly well on you, showing maturity, but it also helps you move forward without carrying bitterness or resentment. It's a powerful act of self-respect. Acknowledging your own worth isn't tied to this one outcome.
It's a mindset shift.
Exactly. And it transforms how you approach future interactions, making you more resilient and positive overall.
So what happens when a date doesn't go perfectly? Because let's be real, perfection is rarely the case. Nerves, mishaps, they happen.
Oh, absolutely. First dates are often fraught with nerves and minor blunders. It's normal.
And what's the ultimate takeaway here? Beyond just the list of do's and don'ts, what's the bigger picture?
Great question. Because recovery and resilience are just as important as preparation. So first, how to recover from a first date blunder. Like, you spill your drink or say something awkward. Should you apologize profusely?
That's the best approach.
Insights suggest yes, acknowledge it, but crucially, keep it light. If you spilled a drink or showed up a few minutes late with a genuine reason or accidentally said something a bit weird,
Yeah.
a quick self-aware acknowledgement often works way better than a heavy, drawn-out, overly dramatic apology.
So maybe use humor.
Exactly. A self-aware, humorous comment like, "Well, that was graceful of me, wasn't it?" Paired with a genuine smile can actually turn a mishap into a shared laugh. It diffuses the tension immediately and makes you seem more relatable, more human.
Okay, that makes sense. And that ties into turning an awkward moment into a laugh more generally.
Precisely. Awkwardness is universal, right? We all experience it. It's part of the human condition. A quick self-aware comment from you, something like, "Phew, first date jitters are definitely real, aren't they?" Or, "Whoops, momentary brain freeze," can break that tension.
Makes you seem less perfect, more real.
Exactly. More accessible. Many daters even mention that laughing together about small blunders can actually strengthen the bond. It shows a shared sense of humor and ability to not take things too seriously, allows genuine connection to emerge from imperfection.
I like that. Okay, and finally, following up the right way after a less than perfect date. What if it wasn't great, but maybe not terrible?
If you genuinely felt some chemistry, despite a few hiccups, maybe nerves got the better of you both, or there was a minor spill, sent a kind, positive message afterward.
Like what?
Something simple like, "Hey, despite my coffee incident, I had a really great time tonight. Hope we can do it again soon." This keeps things positive, focuses on the potential that was there, and opens the door.
And if the date genuinely wasn't great, and you know it's not going anywhere?
Then honesty, delivered kindly, is best. A polite, "Thanks so much for your time tonight. It was nice meeting you. I don't think we're quite the right fit, but I wish you all the best," shows maturity. It respectfully closes the door without ambiguity or ghosting.
Integrity, even when it's tough.
Exactly. It's about respect on both sides.
Okay, so bringing this all together, what are the absolute key takeaways for a truly memorable first date, if you had to boil it down?
The absolute first point, consistently highlighted, is to build a genuine connection, not put on a performance.
Be real.
Yes. Trying too hard to impress almost always feels artificial, and people instinctively pick up on that insincerity. Your focus should instead be on genuine curiosity about the other person, treating them with profound respect and simply trying to enjoy the moment together.
So a real smile beats a rehearsed line.
Every time. A genuine smile, authentic listening, and a curious mind are far more powerful and leave a much stronger, more positive, lasting impression than any perfectly rehearsed line or attempt at flawless execution. It's about being real, flaws and all.
That leads directly to the core philosophy then. Prioritize respect, authenticity, and fun.
Those are the three core ingredients. Keep things light, avoid putting too much pressure on yourself or them, and most importantly, create an atmosphere where both of you feel comfortable enough to be yourselves, imperfections included.
When you genuinely enjoy the process, it's infectious.
Totally. That positive energy radiates.
And maybe the most profound takeaway.
Perhaps the one that truly shifts your perspective is this. Focus less on being perfect and more on being present.
Let go of the perfectionism.
Exactly. Perfection isn't realistic. It's an impossible standard that just breeds anxiety. Presence, however, is entirely within your control.
What does being present really mean in this context?
It means truly listening attentively to what they say, not just waiting to speak, showing genuine interest in their stories, their perspective, responding thoughtfully and in the moment, rather than from a script in your head.
Being there fully.
Fully, with them, in that shared unfolding moment, that will always leave a stronger, more positive impression than worrying about saying everything right or executing some flawless strategy.
So wrapping this all up, when you're stepping into that first date, what's the final thought? This deep dive, it seems, has shown us that first dates aren't really about flawless execution, are they?
No, not about hitting every single mark perfectly.
They're less about being perfect and much more about maybe the courageous act of trying to forge a genuine connection.
Beautifully put.
Yes, avoiding those common mistakes, that oversharing, the phone checking, rushing things, that stuff absolutely matters. We've established that. But even more important, it seems, is simply showing up authentically, respecting boundaries, yours and theirs, and just staying truly present in the moment with the person across from you.
Letting your true self shine and giving them the space and safety to do the same.
Yeah.
And, this raises an important question, doesn't it? If the ultimate goal of a first date is that genuine connection, perhaps the most profound first date strategy isn't about tactics at all.
Not about perfecting every move.
No. Maybe it's simply about the courage to truly see and appreciate the person across from you in all their glorious human imperfection. What if the real aha moment isn't found in perfectly executed lines or some complex psychological trick, but just in the shared imperfect human experience of two people trying honestly to connect on a deeper level?
That's a powerful thought. So maybe think about this. In a world that's constantly chasing perfection, constantly optimizing everything for some ideal, what if the most magnetic, the most compelling, the most truly memorable thing you can offer on a first date is simply the permission? The permission for both of you to be wonderfully, imperfectly yourself.
I think that might be it.
If this deep dive gave you value, share it with someone you care about, hit subscribe, and maybe leave a review. We really appreciate you being with us.